Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Daily Truth. Tonight we have two individuals that are going to be with us for the rest of the year and joining our group with the Daily Truth, and they're going to be talking about some very important and interesting facts that have been happening around the world today, and they are very truthful facts. First of all, we have a gentleman by the name of Joseph Harris Smithenberger. Mr. Smithenberger has discovered that aliens have been cultivating cheese from the moon and sending it to Kraft for very bad things. They are using the cheese to kill off innocent pigs. And after this very interesting and important notice has come to my attention, another notice came, and this one is from the hands of Mr. Nathaniel Hawthorne Hitchcock IV. Now, Mr. Hitchcock IV is a prominent, he's a scholar in the ancient language of Zimbaltu. Now, this language has been passed down for generations from the underground insect movement. Now, we think that there could be a relation here with the aliens and the underground insects, but we want to consult his expertise to see if there is anything that correlates. So after this quick message from our sponsors, we will let Mr. Smithenberger and then Mr. Hitchcock IV speak about what is happening in our world today. We'll be back after this short break from our sponsors.
The Daily Truth has been sponsored by Peter's Pillow Company, a company that you will love to lay your head on every night. Nelson the Fifth.
Welcome back to the Daily Truth. I'm sorry I forgot to introduce myself. I am Jeremiah Nelson V from Austria, Hungary, south of Nepal. And we have a very interesting person here with us today by the name of Mr. Joseph Harris Smithenberger. Now, Mr. Smithenberger got his Ph.D. from Mexico City State Community College, and he is very, very prominent in he's updated in the literature of ancient alien studies. Now, not to be confused with Hitchcock IV, who is a prominent figure in the study of the language of Zimbaltu. Now, we're going to first speak with Mr. Joe about how these aliens have been cultivating this cheese and selling it to Kraft. Now, we have no idea if this has anything involved with the Keebler Elves or not, but we will check into that later. First of all, Mr. Smith, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
Oh, I'm wonderful. Thank you for coming to the Daily Truth, and thank you for joining our group.
It's a pleasure.
I have first couple questions. Explain to me where these aliens come from.
Well, Mr. Jeremiah, pigs around the world are taking a beating from the recent Kraft cheese scare. We have a link that links the Obama administration and aliens. Now, the Obama administration is trying to cut costs for agricultural expenses. He is commissioning the aliens to bring cheese from the moon and making Kraft sell it to farmers to cut their cost.
Now, explain to me where these pigs and these aliens fall in together, because I don't quite understand what the aliens have against the pigs or the presidential administration.
Well, it's not the aliens that the aliens hate pigs per se. It's more of the fact of cutting costs. That is the bottom line in today's economy. And farmers are taking a hard hit. Industry is growing, and it's becoming easier and easier to oversee jobs.
Now, what future adverse effects do you see these aliens having on do you think that they're going to somehow come down here and start living with us, and then maybe putting the pigs back up on the moon or something? Is that what you're?
Well, Jeremiah, to be honest, it's a temporary solution. How much cheese can the moon hold? It only has a set amount.
Now, you laugh as this is something funny, because I just don't understand the cheese from the moon. Now, Now, I may be a little bit confused here, but I understand that we actually have 3 moons. 2 have been hidden by the sun's shadow. And that just seems like maybe another conspiracy out there, but I really think that all these...
Wait. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we deal with facts here on the Daily Truth.
That's very... I'm sorry I brought that up. I'll have to get back into my research on that. But as we look into this, what else can we expect to happen? Is it almost over with, or is the cheese from Earth? I mean, let me ask another question. How is the cheese killing the pigs? Are they lactose intolerant or something?
No, Jeremiah, they're not lactose intolerant. The cheese from the moon has a special bacteria in it that the pigs are not resistant to. Over time, they will develop this resistance, but the supply is so limited that it will kill a large majority of the pigs now.
Oh, okay. So without these pigs, we won't have sausage. And without this sausage, we'll die, right?
We will die. We won't have sausage or bacon or ham. And I think that also fits into the Obama administration's new
Yeah, I see where you're coming from there. Well, Mr. Smithenberger, I really appreciate you coming on the show, and I really would like for you to get more information on this. But I think we're going to do another segment with you next time about the galaxies closing in on us and possibly crushing our galaxy and just popping it like a bubble. And I don't know how much truth that has into it, but it really scares me. And also, we're going to speak to Mr. Hitchcock later, but he has a very interesting book coming out about how 2012 really is never going to happen. And I don't understand what that means, but it's just, I think 2012 is just a very interesting year. We've heard a lot about it, but he's the expert on that, so he's going to talk about that after he talks about the new language he's discovered by the underground insects. So, Mr. Smithenberger, thanks a bunch, and we'll be back after this quick message from our sponsors.
Well, thank you, Mr. Jeremiah. I will be very happy to talk about the Andromeda Galaxy and the Milky Way and their possible collision in the near future.
Good deal. Try to keep low on the big words next time. Thank you, and have a nice day. We'll be back after this quick word. This second segment of The Daily Truth